Okay, hey everybody, how you doing? Golden, how you doing, darling? This is going to be Golden 6, as you can probably already tell by the title. And, Miss Golden, I just realized something. You know, about 2 days, I think it was 2 days ago, I think it was Golden 4, if I'm not mistaken, I gave you a trivia question on the TV show Friends. I don't know if you watched that or not, but I can just imagine that you might. And if you do, my intuition kind of told me that might just be a little too easy for you, and you're allowed to ask people about it, but I don't think you had to. And that question was, who is the one on there that says, how you doing? Right? And I kind of have a feeling that you know already it was Joey. So, little Missy, I thought I would give you a second one if that's too easy. So here's the second one. And maybe we'll try a third harder one later. Of the 6 friends, which 4, it's kind of a two-parter, which 4 of the 6 friends ended up getting together at the end, like as a couple? You know, since your channel is about, love and everything, I just thought it'd be appropriate. And who ended up with who of those 4? And I just thought I'd throw that out there, and everybody else is welcome to try that. I'm sure it's probably easy for them, but just thought I'd give you that one because when I thought about that first one, that was a little too easy, and I was like, damn, man, I should have given her a little harder. Anyway, no, I'm just playing with you. I like to watch people enjoy themselves, and I like to, when they're eating or at a concert or whatever, I just like to see them smile. And I also like to watch them, use their brains, and so that's just my way of playing. So hopefully you'll get that one too. That second friend's question there. Anyway, this one tonight is going to be, I'm just going to throw some accounting stuff in here, and this is probably one of the most important things that you'll probably want to get at. In 1933, something happened in this country, and if you were paying attention to the precursors, which they don't mention at all, there was a guy named Smedley Butler. I think it was the General Smedley Butler. He got approached to coup this country, to assemble so many men and coup this country. And shortly after, it just seems like, somebody did, which is why I always bark about the Franks and the Nazis, or Nazis, and, because that appears definitely who did it and who nested in the intelligence communities nowadays. And that's called their Fifth Reich, because the Fourth Reich was about surviving down in Argentina somewhere, apparently. So anyhow, they took the sovereign American people's banking privileges away from them and and I do mean free, trade from them. And they decided they would take it and use it. And that's the state or business side of all sovereign Americans. And it's like putting it on your hotel room. You just sign for it and it's on your room, and then the bill gets paid at the end by your most trusted accountant or assistant or whatever. But it is your sovereign resources, so that's how that works. Now, if you want to get specific about it, that is called constant purchasing power. You can look that up. It's under accounting, and Wikipedia, I think it's under CPPA, or constant purchasing power. Constant purchasing power accounting. And it goes against what they did is they flipped everybody's accounting methods and hoped that they could tough out, just wear it out, the standoff that everybody, because they were apparently very unhappy back then, and nobody tends to know it. But they were very unhappy back then. And on the back of everybody's Social Security card, it did say, apparently, that, you know, this is belongs to the estate of, or established for the estate of, and then your name on the front. Now it just says established for on the front. That doesn't change anything, people. But that's your, you know, your Social Security number. That's your 4 Sestake's. Sestake Trust, Sestake VA Trusts. And you can check that under Roman Canon Laws, Chapter 100. I believe it's Canons 48.9 to, or 48, yeah, 48.7, 8, or 9, and it goes up to 57 point, or Canon 57 or something like that, 58 or 59, but it does explain what they did and what happens to them if they refuse to help you, you know, when you request your inheritance, when you request your, you know, your sovereign inheritance Sestake VA trusts. So just don't forget that one. And that is called constant purchasing power. Here's the way it works. In accounting terms, they call that constant purchasing power, meaning, and I don't know why anybody doesn't question this, you know, you have a credit card and a debit card, right? Your credit is supposed to be credited first before the debit. Okay? Your candy bar can't choose itself, and then walk itself up to the register ahead of you. You do it, and that's called capitalism. That's your capital. AU. AU. That's your AU on the periodic chart. And Miss Golden, darling, I just want to specify this for you. That is gold on the periodic chart. AU. It is your pumping blood, meaning your pumping heart, meaning you are alive. And when you sign your name, it indicates that you are alive. Okay? So why do you think the Social Security people and the caseworkers and everything, they always want your signature? Or they'll want 2 of them even sometimes. It's because they're going to use your American sovereign accounting privileges and banking privileges and keep you in the dark about it. That is not okay with me. All right? And that's getting ready to have an abrupt end here shortly. I have a very good feeling about that. You know, and just to carry things further, if you really want to, the US dollar is, and I mean this, you can look this up too, even in Wikipedia, it's a fallacy. It's a fake. The US dollar, if you copy it, yes, it would be a counterfeit, but it would be of a counterfeit. It would be on the front of there, it says legal, this note, it doesn't say bank note. It says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, and that's on the front of every one. If you look that up by definitions, definitions are very important, people. If you look that up by definition, it means this non-bank note, it's just a note. They could just scribble on there, but that's our privilege. We can do that. Nobody else can. But it says this non-bank note is legal, not lawful, because legal is not lawful. So it says this non-bank note, or note, plain note, is a lawful like tender, meaning it's just basically a medium of an IOU. That's all that is, because it said for all debts. Notice it doesn't say for all debts and credits. It says for all debts, public and private. Now, why is that? Because they wanted to hoax you. They have a habit of making the fake and taking the real. They make a fake. They tell everybody that that's the real thing, and then they take the real thing and they tell you to just use the fake one. They have a bad habit of that. And that's how all of this works. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Your signature pays for everything, people. Everything. So I hope everybody takes that to heart, including what this country sells. That's why the numbers are so astronomical. On the national debt, there is no national debt. Where's the national credit to set it off? That's supposed to be applied first. And on top of that, it's not these actors that are pretending to be congressmen and congresswomen or whatever, Senate, whatever. People, they don't have the authorization to sign. That's why they all use omnibus acts, older acts, historical, for all of this stuff. So nobody has to sign for it. So nobody approves it. I'm sorry, they're able to approve it, but nobody is able to authorize it except you and I. And we would never do that. We would never sign for their BS, whatever, painting buses in Ecuador or something. It'd be stupid. Now, this comes down to something called a split dollar arrangement. People, every time you take a trip to the store, to the gas station, to wherever, you're getting robbed. You're getting robbed of your capital credit side of your ledger. And guess who's pocketing that credit because the dollar was supposedly split? Right. But everybody's getting robbed every time they go to the store. Now, the store may not know it or not, but that's how it was set up, this split dollar arrangement. I believe you'll be hearing about that much more in the coming months here, or the coming weeks. Anyway, so now I know who's taking these or our credits. People, and if you look up HJR 1933, again, gee, what a coincidence, oh my, right? If you look up HJR 192 in 1933, it's Public Law 7310. It says that all of our debts, meaning we're prepaid, people, all the American sovereigns are prepaid dollar for dollar, which dollars are fake, but they're going to do that crap. They have to give us a remedy, and all of that stuff is prepaid, and that's what the capital, our capital, is for, but we're supposed to have control of it. Okay? And that's just the way it works. That's why they need our signatures so much. Lately, they've just resorted to flat hiring proxy teams to commit forgery, and that's what they're doing. This blocking team, that's called an estate blocking team, to block you from anything to do with your estate right now. That's your business side, which is how you spend your capital. That's who's getting the capital credits. That's who's getting the credit side of the split dollar arrangements. And they're able to parasite off of that, or exist on that, while causing you or the American sovereigns or myself harm. That's the way it works. So I just wanted to let you know that, because these idiots, and then they surveil you 24/7 as you go to the bathroom, as you change clothes, as you take a shower, with two little bitty tech toys that they use. And I hate to say this, people, but the United States Air Force holds the patents on the actual guilty part of that and the remedy part of that. And I've already called them and talked to them, and as usual, it listed in the patent office, but as usual, they'll act like they don't really know anything. But what I also found is they're just absolutely infested with who I mentioned earlier, who was doing all of this stuff through CIA and, some in the FBI and all that stuff. But anyway, just to let you know how that works, when this country sells stuff like oil, like our natural resources, because the minerals, people, you are walking the minerals. You are the minerals of your mother, your natural birth mother, your natural birth father. They use minerals to nourish their bodies and produce you. So you are walking minerals to that. So this new mineral arrangement and stuff, I have high hopes for it. But nobody can ever take your mineral rights from you because you're walking them. Okay, and that's basically just how that works. But when we sell something like that and it produces a profit, people, every year, you're supposed to get dividends. Dividends. Guess who's getting them? It's these proxy estate blocking teams to be able to exist. And I don't want to have to go into 9/11 because Title 26 9/11 states that they, quote unquote, they reside with him. Gee, that hits hard and home for me because of the blocking team on me right now that, wants to just parasite off me, and they go as far as making up false family members with your social security card and yourself. And it's total identity theft and human trafficking and all that stuff. It just needs to stop already. So anyway, but you're supposed to be getting profits and sign for whatever you want. That's what the true American sovereigns are entitled to do. They came in 1933 and tried to basically steal the use of all of that from the American sovereign people. Okay, so I just wanted to let you all know all of that. At least I know I've said it before in some of my stuff on this platform, this channel. But Golden Darling, I'm sorry this was so long. I'm gonna try something new here. Maybe because it was so long. So here we go. This message has been brought to you by the letter K. We love how when we're mirrored, we produce a diamond between two bookends or in the rough. Oh my God. Also by Ellie Goulding's Something the Way You Move. Notice I said the way you move, not myself. Oh my God, again. And by Anytime's a Good Time to Tell Someone, specific I would assume, I Love You, Industries. And remember, if you're on point with it, you too could have someone saying, you have got to be shitting me. Oh my God, again. So anyhow, I really hope this message really did take to most everybody, including you, Golden Darling. I just want everybody to know that I love them so very much, and I wish so hard that they have only the best from here on. Okay. And to everybody, I love you very much. Golden, darling, you know how I feel about you. I love you so, so very much. And I wish only the best for you. So everybody, please take care. God bless you, each and every one of you. God bless you, and please, please take care of yourselves. And I'll talk to you next time here, okay? Please take care. Okay? Take care. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.